Well, everyone, while I was on vacation, of course, they dropped the trailer for the second trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. And so, of course, we've got to talk about it in more detail now. Lucidique, thank you also for becoming a member. Join our Discord while you're at it. With that said, they dropped the trailer. I'm not going to play the audio because we'll get copyright struck into oblivion. I'm also still scared about looking at the trailer on stream because Rockstar has traditionally struck trailers as well. But across the board with this, everything looks to have been improved. Like, there is not a downgrade in the house. And there's been a lot of pixel peeping. There's been a lot of very careful zoom enhancements and things. For example, enhance. There, does that look like a blimp to you? It kind of does to me. I don't know. Are there blimps confirmed? The Goodyear blimp is in GTA 6. Wow. I don't know. Maybe not. What struck me though is, like, you can see, look in here. Are those freaking like dolphins or something off in the corner? Like, what is happening here? There's so much detail. The draw distance is crazy good. As far as you can see, there's tons of detail. There's NPCs walking around. There's cars driving around. It's wild. Okay, it's wild. Also, the models, not just for the humans, but also the cars, the details insane. Like, they have the full muscle deformation tech that actually started on horses in Red Dead Redemption 2 is also working on people now too. So when people move and flex muscles, they're actually contracting and moving with them. It's funny that it started with, like, horses in the last game, but now they've brought it all the way forward. This little animation here with Jason walking inside, this is like the exact same transition they did in Red Dead 2, where Arthur would swing open the door and then the camera pauses on him and then you're in control. Like, this is what the game's going to be like when you play it. They said that this trailer was in equal parts. It was in equal parts cinematics and gameplay, all captured on the PlayStation 5. This is not running on a 5090, which we all kind of assumed. They said that this is running on console, captured directly off console. They also said PS5. They did not say PS5 Pro, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, but like, this is just ridiculous. The level of fidelity is insane, and it's only going to get better because there are some downsides to what we're seeing here that we'll talk about. People have also brought up that, like, ooh, a second airport might be in the game and there might be a second area. Ooh, look at that. Then the jet takes off, all these little shots. This was the bit that, this is just such BDE right here. You can see the beer sloshing realistically in the bottles as he walks. It's absolutely ridiculous. They could have put the camera angle a little higher up, follow him at like shoulder height, not show the sloshing bottles, because it's a video game. It doesn't matter. Like, if the beer is sloshing or not, that's not going to be like, well, the game's phenomenal, but the beer doesn't slosh 9 out of 10. Like, nobody's going to do that. This is just flexing. This is just like, sit down, everybody. Look what we can do. The little cat on the ATM here as well. Love to see it. The homeless guy begging for money right outside the door. That's funny. That's also very, very realistic to downtown Miami. Barbed wire. Dude, the lighting is just insane in this too. Now, this is one thing. This is marking also probably the next phase of game graphics and stuff, okay? One thing, like, we watched a Digital Foundry video on it 6 months ago or something, where they were talking about how a lot of the poor performance in games right now is an artifact of the industry transitioning away from traditional rasterized rendering techniques more fully into global ray tracing and global illumination techniques and things like that, which is why there's a bunch of games where you can't turn off ray tracing. It's like core to how the game functions. And they've already said that ray tracing is, or global illumination through ray tracing, is integral to how GTA 6 renders scenes. So my understanding is when this launches, even on PC, there will not be a toggle to turn off ray tracing. There will not be a toggle to do that and all of a sudden get an extra 100 frames. It is all tied to how the game functions. Like, all of the lighting is based on that. And I'm sure they're doing some baking stuff. This, as you can see, just based on the lighting under the keyboard and stuff, this isn't like path tracing. It's running on a console, but you're not going to be able to just turn it off, with performance mode or something, to be clear. And it leads to phenomenal graphical results as we're seeing here, but it also has downsides as well, because it means that almost certainly this thing's going to be locked at 30. Okay. Anybody who's like, oh, 60 or bust, I'm going to be really interested to see if they stick to that with GTA 6 because it seems pretty solid. This is going to be a 30 FPS game and it's going to look phenomenal, but it's going to be 30. 60 on Pro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Brown Boy Gaming with the $10 Canadian super chat. I really think GTA 6 would be locked at 30 on base PS5, if not PS5 Pro. Glad I got the Pro, as I think it would be the best place to play it. A lot of players would get PS5 Pro just for GTA 6, in my opinion. I agree. A lot of people will. That's why if you're going to get one, get it before like that probably 3-month countdown, because yeah, it's going to be a gold rush. People just racing to get a console before this game comes out. Once it becomes real and it's like, it's happening, it's locking in, it's releasing in May, let's do it. I'd say, Christmas this year is going to be very good for the PS5 Pro would be my guess. That being said, yeah, I think again, understanding that it's very heavily dependent on ray tracing for lighting, and the Rockstar games are always CPU bound. Like they always are limited by the CPU on console. Those two factors mean that the PS5 Pro with its like 10% increase in CPU clock speed, and it's not crazy. It's not crazy improved with its ray tracing ability. I just don't see this thing getting anywhere close to 60 on console. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe they find some magic, but I don't see it. I don't see it. It's possible they do like a 40 FPS VRR unlocked frame rate mode under performance. That could be possible. And maybe you get like 40 frames unlocked on the Pro. That could work. That could happen. I could see that. But like a locked 60? No, I don't think we see anything like that. Yeah, they show some more little tidbits here. Lucia. So now this actually, people have started speculating over the story. Okay. There's no leaks or anything as far as I'm aware of the story. There's no clear understanding of what is going to happen or play out or what the characters' roles are and stuff. But one of the kind of leaks and rumors and things that have been going around is specifically that Jason is an undercover cop and he's going to betray Lucia. That's like the big plot twist in the game. I don't think that happens. Okay. Primary reason is because we see clips like this where you see Jason with a gun robbing banks and stuff and like shooting and killing people. And I don't know how many undercover cops get just like free ride to murder. I don't see that happening. So I agree. I think that's too predictable. What I can almost guarantee happens is that they are on, the big comparison is Bonnie and Clyde, right? That's the big comparison that everybody's brought up. And if you don't know Bonnie and Clyde, the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde were American outlaws who traveled through the central United States. Look at that. Wow. With their gang during the Great Depression. They traveled, they committed a series of criminal acts such as bank robberies, kidnappings, and murders between 1932 and 1934. They were known for their bank robberies and multiple murders, although they preferred to rob small stores and rural gas stations. What sweet guys. Their exploits captured the attention of American press and its readership during what is occasionally referred to as the Public Enemy era. Between 1931 and 1934, they were ambushed by police and shot dead in Bainville Parish, Louisiana. They are believed to have murdered at least 9 police officers and 4 civilians. And it was like this couple that traveled and robbed, stole, murdered, and all of that stuff. And this was their car at the end of it. They didn't make it. They did not make it. So the obvious thing is that the story ends with them both dying. They could do that. But I think what most likely happens is that there is a point in the story, kind of like in the end of GTA 5, where you're given the option. Jason can betray Lucia and he can turn her in and then he goes off and he gets whatever deal. Or she can betray him and go off, do whatever, and that's fine. Or you can refuse and you go down together. And maybe there's like a really tough route where you can both survive it. That would be my guess. I think they just go like that. I think it's It's predictable, but the Bonnie and Clyde comparisons have been made so often that I just think it's far and away the most likely outcome for all of this. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure they've thought about this. They've been working on this for years and years and years. And Rockstar, they've got good writers, so you never know. But yeah, all the lighting is phenomenal. Also, this is really funny. Let me see if I can show you. Oh no, it's not working. In a moment, you're gonna see a clip, a little snippet, and you know how YouTube has that like most replayed thing on screen? I don't know why it's not popping up for me right here, but there's a moment up here where it's the most watched segment. Yeah, that right there. That, you watch a little graph of most replayed moments, and it's just a skyrocket on the chart. It's funny. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. But hey, Rockstar knows what sells. Rockstar knows. I hope you can buy a yacht. I've always wanted to own a yacht. I could never justify it in real life, but man, maybe in a game I could do it. Yeah, we get more looks at like the police, at some of the missions, drive by, whatever. Oh, baby. Explosions. This also, people have looked at this. And everybody just kind of assumed, oh, it must be Lucia like tackling someone. But this is her. So there's some other massively muscular Abby looking character that's tackling you in the landing gear section of a plane as it flies over the city. That's ridiculous. Like, it must be some mission, or like maybe this is the mission where you gain access to the parachute for the first time. There's like, you know, the one story moment where you get the parachute unlocked for the first time, and maybe this is it where you bring it with you and then you both get flung out of the plane and you have the parachute after all. It's really crazy.
Caleb donated $10 through Super Chat. Mommy?
$10 just to say mommy. You know what? I respect it. I respect it. I respect the hustle. Whose mommy was it? All of ours. All of ours. Yeah. You can't think so myopically. You got to open your mind. Okay. But perhaps for this, what I'm interested in, this shows that there's interiors to planes as part of missions. Okay. So are there interiors to the planes outside of missions? Meaning, can I like go and pull a DB Cooper, you know, load up into a 747 and then jump out the back or something, or out of the landing gear? That'd be cool. It'd be cool. Time will tell. Yeah, the selfie. They have a bunch of shots kind of like this where they show characters with their phones like taking selfies and stuff. So people think there's going to be a whole social media app component to the game. I don't know about that. We'll see. Yeah, you see people taking pictures in front of fancy cars. Of course, the strip clubs. You got to have that. Also this, like you can see the reflection of the screen in the glass. That's something you do not get with rasterized lighting. You can't just turn that off. Okay, it's outrageous that they're running that on console, but they've found a way somehow. And seriously, every bit of this is just flexing. Look at the light reflecting and filtering through the glass, through the top of the glass. They didn't have to have beer bottles on the table here. Again, they're doing this just to flex, man. Every time you see a scene like this, they're carefully managing memory and the frame rate and what they can do and what they can't. And if they put this bottle in here and it takes too much compute power and processing time that it causes frame drops, they'll just delete the bottles off the table, move on. It's not a big deal because you wouldn't care if there were beer bottles here. This scene would look great. This shot would look great even without beer bottles, but they put them there because they can, because they want to show you that they can. Yeah, the birds walking in the background. It's all like every bit of this is crazy. People also think this is the first leak of the PlayStation 6. It might be. It might be. I'm honestly not sure, but I mean, it might be. But people are like, oh, they have an exclusive marketing deal. Maybe that's the PlayStation 6. I don't know. The controller's different. And also like, why would they get exclusive access to it? I don't know. Ooh, is that a snake terrarium? It kind of looks like it. Play mission, stealing a sports car out of the back of a truck. Working on a yacht. Dude, across the board, it just looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. I don't know what you want from me. It looks great. It looks very, very good. Let me see if I can find this little tidbit here about it too. Yeah, I think there's, I'm sorry, I just saw it again. I can't bookmark these things. Otherwise I see them in passing and then I lose all my trains of thought. Like, it's all gone. It's all gone. Whoever photoshopped that is phenomenal. That was very good. Very good. It's funny. It's funny. You got to give it to him. That's funny. It's freaking funny. Okay, here we go. So this, people way smarter than me. Okay, talking about the tech stuff. Okay, Ben clipped this here. Digital Foundry reports on Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer number 2. The team does not believe the game will use 60 FPS performance mode. They said Rockstar cannot remove RTGI as it is now inherent to how the game functions. Removing ray traced reflections would also drastically alter the visual style. All signs point to Rockstar locking the game at 30 FPS only, which I also think is very likely. This next bit is perhaps the most interesting little bit, because we all agree those trailers look phenomenal, okay? And for the last 5 to 10 years, we've been conditioned to think that the key ingredient in quality is resolution and frame rate kind of mixed together and maybe multiplied, where the more resolution you have mixed with frame rate, exponentially better. You know, it's that's how you get it. But what we've watched and what looks so good is running at 1152p with FSR 1. Most likely they're going to switch to FSR 2 or PSSR later. And at this point, it's heavily upscaled with noticeable issues with like hair rendering and artifacting in the hair and stuff like that, which is typically where FSR has problems. But they're going to update that later, almost certainly before launch, to one of the higher end upscaling solutions that are available on consoles. But to be clear, like, the game is running at a pretty low resolution. Okay. Assets also, of course, are being seen at their very, very best. It's possible during polishing phases, some of those, the asset quality will be dropped a little bit to maintain stability and things like that. It just is part of the polishing process. You never know. Cutscenes also feature a major lighting improvement over previous titles with per pixel RTGI solution, allowing fine details to stand out. RTGI is just ray traced global illumination, to be clear, just in case you weren't clear on that. Rasterized lighting is entirely absent in GTA 6. All lighting is handled through RTGI. Again, if you're hoping that there's like a performance mode where you just turn off ray tracing, no, it's not how they're doing it. Okay. The game is reliant on it. Like, you can't turn it off. Okay. Not all reflections are ray traced. In some cases, screen space reflections are used for performance reasons. Details on this: rivers and smaller bodies of water use ray traced reflections. Larger bodies use SSRs, like the ocean. The PS4 DualSense controller in Jason's home, as well as the dock scene with Lucia and Jason, likely uses SSR. Transparency reflections. Maybe I'm just totally wrong on that. Because if it's, I closed the trailer. That TV screen, if they're saying the TV screen reflecting onto the, I think it was a picture that was on the side or whatever it was, maybe that is screen space and they were able to do it either way. Either way, it looks phenomenal. If that is screen space, it looks fantastic for being screen space. So, I mean, total admittance, if I'm totally wrong about that, that's crazy. Looks very, very good. Looks way better than SSR usually looks. Transparency reflections, vehicle windows, buildings, glass, plastic surfaces are handled extremely well, especially in vehicles. Reflections are visible throughout the environment, and the team praised this. Absolutely looks great. Jason's neighborhood driving scene received high praise for its reflection quality. Characters get appropriate shading in vehicles thanks to RTGI. The team is impressed by the fine environmental details, such as the beer bottles. The game does not feature ray traced shadows. Instead, it uses filtered shadow maps, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. RT shadows could be introduced in the PS5 or the PC version or PS5 Pro potentially. The shadow quality is considered acceptable, which, yeah, I'd agree, acceptable. I mean, I think it looks really, really good. But you know, it's also, could they be a little sharper? Sure. But I mean, I think, again, this is very acceptable. Very, very acceptable. I don't think anybody would have a problem with these shadows. The team loves the hair rendering. Hair rendering is handled by an entirely new strand-based system. The quality of hair rendering is described as tremendous, and hair rendering is demanding on performance, some sort of dynamic system for optimizations. Again, it's going to rely a lot on things like upscaling, which is kind of par for the course nowadays. But it's not always just about the raw resolution. It's about how you handle lighting. It's about how you handle the quality of the assets, shadows, all of that stuff is typically what's going to lead to the quality of the image being high. Of course, if the upscaler sucks or if the resolution is way too low to begin with, you end up with really blurry, smeared visuals, kind of like we saw with the launch version of Jedi Survivor, which I'm sure is why they're polishing GTA 6 so much, is because they don't want that. Whereas with Jedi Survivor, they're like, yeah, just shove it out the door. It's fine. Looks good in screenshots. It's not a big deal. If you go to their website as well, rockstar.com/VI for 6, you can see that they have additional screenshots and stuff. They also, no Switch 2. Some people were like, they're delaying it to bring it to Switch 2. No, at least not at launch. But you can see some additional shots here that look very, very good. Dedicated screenshots. Arm hair confirmed. Arm hair confirmed. A lot of these look really, really good. The yellow glasses, I'm guessing that's like a specific customization thing you can do. You go to the store, you buy some clothes, you can tweak them, make them look the way you want. They have a bunch of different outfits for them, different beard lengths, different haircuts and hairstyles. As you can see here, the lighting looks phenomenal. The models for the guns look really good. The cloth looks phenomenal as well. Yeah, again, a different style haircut there. Dude, again, like this is just what's insane. Is that this is running on console and we're seeing this level of fidelity. Like the ray traced reflections in her glasses. It's just outrageous, man. It's outrageous. Looks so damn good. It's wild. Yeah, some shots of her in prison. You can see sticking her head out the window. They also have full physics sim on the necklace. Again, if it just hung there, I don't think anybody would have thrown a fit. Would have been fine. But no, they're like, no, we're going to fully simulate it. Yep. It's going to swing realistically. Just outrageous. Just outrageous. But I mean, it just looks really, really, really good. I don't know what else to tell you. I love, dude. So you know how in GTA 5 there's the like tennis mini game, and there's some of those other mini games that they have sprinkled out throughout the game. Does this confirm mini golf? I would love it if mini golf were like one of the big things. There's like a big story beat where it's on a mini golf course. That would be really, really funny. I'd be very happy with that. Dude, the yachts, all the boats. I don't know. There's the Ferris wheel. I don't know how you could have all these yachts and stuff without letting players at least like, maybe not control them or like drive them, but I still, one of the first things I'm going to want to do when I play is I'm going to try to go and get a big ass yacht and see if I can drive it around. Like that's what I'm going to do. Of course that's what I'm going to do. Shout out Booby. Confirmed character in the game. As if it couldn't get any better. Some more little sizzle reel shots. Some more pictures. Again, the draw distance is crazy. The detail level is crazy. Like, it's hard to find something that doesn't look phenomenal. You know? That's probably the more impressive thing, is that, like, normally I'm pretty good at picking stuff apart and finding things to be like, oh, well, you see this is the downside. This is a problem here, and they got to fix that. They got to polish that. But everything just looks fantastic. Like, even when you're looking at the hair and the fur, you can't really spot any problems. Granted, this is cherry picked to be like the best possible screenshot they could find, but this much fur on the coat and the curly hair, like this is not easy to render at all and make it look good on console, especially with upscaling solutions, and they've managed to do it. Maybe this is like rendered at native resolution, but these shots, you can see like a little bit of the artifacting in the hair, just a little bit, but still it looks phenomenal. Even so, it just looks fantastic. Trains. Ooh. Oh, Lucia back there. I think that's Jason in the back behind her too. Robbery gone wrong. Dude, it just looks so freaking good, man. Also respect the watch. That's nice. Two-tone. Ooh. Ooh. The wild stuff. The wild areas. Coming May 26. It just all looks so good. Mount Calaga. dirt biking, hunting. They probably just brought over the systems from Red Dead. I mean, why not? You already made them. The helicopter bits, the wildlife sim. I mean, I'm guessing they probably just like brought over a lot of that hunting stuff they did for Red Dead, and they're just like, yeah, copy paste in. So you just get GTA 6 and like a whole hunting side of the game too. Why not? Why not? All that to say, I should go on vacation more often, because every time I do, they seem to drop tons of information on stuff. You know, it's a little insane. Funnily enough, but not funny at all. When they dropped the first trailer for GTA 6, I like my youngest son, Ori, was in the hospital. He had RSV problems, and so he couldn't like breathe. It was going around the city. My sister's kid had a problem with it as well. So we're actually running back and forth between doctor's visits and stuff, and that's when the first trailer drops. And then we go on a vacation to Disney World. That's when this trailer drops. So I guess I just need to go away more often, hopefully for fun things like Disney instead of hospital visits. But maybe I just need to do that, and then we'll get another trailer. Maybe we do that. It's starting to sound like Horizon with luck. Dude, well, that's another thing with this, okay? Yeah, Luke, go away. Are you a Disney adult? No. Dude, while we were watching Phantasmic, I am not kidding, a lady sitting in front of us, probably like 30 something years old. If you've not seen it, and then I'll, you know what, Jeb, keep this in the GTA thing. I'm going to make people who watch this video for GTA stuff listen to this too, okay? Because it's insane. If you don't know what Phantasmic is, it's like the big show that Disney does to like end some of the days, or I think all the days. I think they finish it with this. But you see Mickey comes out and he does these like fireworks shows, and then they have like choreographed sequences with music and all of this where they're moving around, they swing their hands, and it's a whole thing, okay? Like all this, you know, where it's, the lady in front of us had memorized every single move that Mickey does through the whole show and did it all perfectly in sync. Like even down to the little head shakes and stuff. I was like, girl, the only way that would be acceptable is if she were like not working that night and she previously worked as a Mickey in the show. Then I'm like, oh, you did the choreography, that's why you know it. But no, she's there with like a bunch of other Disney adult like girlfriends she has. And like she had all the moves perfectly memorized down to like the little gestures and the music beats and stuff. I was like, you need to go out more, but not here. Go out somewhere else. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But every move, every gesture, she had it memorized. So yeah, I'm not a Disney adult. That's Disney adult. I am not a Disney adult, okay? That's not me. We had a good time. The kids had a great time. I was frustrated by it. But all that to say, GTA 6 looks great. It's going to be good. The funniest thing is them launching in May. That's Q2 of 2026, right? You know when the Horizon Online multiplayer project was expected to probably be releasing? Q2 of 2026. There is a non-zero probability that once more Herman decides to launch a Horizon project right next to the biggest game of the year. It's quite possible. It's quite possible. It's also possible that GTA 6 gets delayed again into the fall. I know a lot of people are expecting it to come out October of 26. It's very possible. Very, very possible. I think if that happened, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Especially after that happened with Red Dead, of course. But time will tell. Time will tell. But dude, it would be so freaking funny if Herman does that again. And it's like, why is no one playing our game? Don't you all love Aloy? Don't you love her? With GTA 6, going back to that, GTA 6 looks fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed again. I think it would be fair. I'd be like, yeah, about right. But yeah, it's you know, there's a reason why it's the game everybody's scared of. It's because it looks phenomenal. So yeah.